5 mistakes that Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb made in that live or in that recording that they did. But I'll preface what I'm about to say by giving you all story time. I was 16 and I have an older cousin. He's a year older than I am, but even as kids, this nigga was wise. And he taught me a lot of life principles that can even be found in the book The Art of War. For those of you that don't know me, we live in the Chicagoland area, and my cousins. I was always at my cousin's house because I don't have any brothers, so my cousins were like my brothers. So I was always over there. So we were walking down the street, and I know we were on 122nd, but I can't remember if we were on Union or Emerald. They're right next to each other. So we walking down the street, and two niggas walked up on us, and what they don't know me because I'm not from around there. So they were snapping on my cousin. They were like, bitch ass nigga. Well, one of them, bitch ass nigga, I'll fuck you up. All of my cousins' face, I'll fuck you up, bitch ass nigga. What's up? What you want? And my cousin, this lasted for about, I don't know, 30 seconds, which is a long time for somebody to be saying something in your face. My cousin never moved. He just stood there. He didn't say anything. He didn't move. He didn't flinch. He didn't budge. And I remember thinking in my head, it's about to go down. And and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little shook on the inside because I don't know what's about to happen. Long story short, we walk away, and I asked my cousin. I said, "Cuz, why you ain't do nothing? That nigga called you out your name, this and that. That nigga all in your face, disrespecting you and this and that." And my cousin said, at a young age of 17, my cousin said to me, "Man," and man is my nickname. He said, "Man, it ain't about what you think. It's about what you can prove." And the crazy part is, for y'all who know my cousin, straight up goon, but the nigga don't curse. He said, he called me out my name. He called me a pussy, whatever. He didn't, I don't even think he said pussy, but he said, it ain't about what you think, it's about what you can prove. And he said, let me tell you something else. If you think you're gonna fight every nigga that says something you don't like, you will die out here. Fast forward. Because my cousins were new to the neighborhood at the time, they were testing them. And some time later, they found out my cousin a little loony. He like a little crazy, for real. And he with the shit. But he not gonna start nothing, but he will finish it. Now let's talk about this Anton Daniels, Corey Holcomb situation. 5 ways where they messed up at. 1, they both were emotionally responsive. When someone says something, those are words. Why are we so trained to believe that words should result in action? And action has to be some type of violence because somebody said something to you. That's number 1. Number 2, they perhaps underestimated each other. The Art of War says, never underestimate your opponent. So to say somebody's not going to do anything, you don't know what they're going to do. In my life experience, even the scariest person, I once knew again, being in my cousin's house, when they lived on 99th in Aberdeen, right on 100 in Aberdeen, and I was right down the street when it happened. A nigga shot a nigga over a piece of chicken, but the nigga who pulled the trigger was, by any stretch of the imagination, was a pussy. Okay? That's number 2. They underestimate each other. Number 3 is that you don't realize that when you're engaging a person, people don't have to know how to fight. I want you to understand this. People don't have to know how to fight. They just need to be more violent than you in the moment. Okay? For example, let's just say I pick on a dainty 20-year-old woman and I pick on her, right? But she can pull a weapon out of her purse. Or she can hop in her car and run me over. She's more violent than me in the moment. Number four. Number four is, and I think it was probably the first mistake, is that we need to address each other coming from a place of peace first. Right? So if you disrespect me, that doesn't mean I need to counter with further disrespect. I can set the tone and say, hey, hold on. Now you're getting disrespectful and you know that where this can lead. Can we keep it respectful? But ego's got in the way. And that's the number four thing. Ego. You let your ego get in the way. And number five, and this is one thing that grinds my gears. When people talk about where they're from. As if that's any measure of your skill set when it comes to violence or defending yourself, or how violent you can be. Doesn't matter. You know, when people talk about where they're from, to me it kind of seems like either you're willfully ignorant or you're not well traveled at all. You haven't been around. Because I know people who grew up in the Robert Taylor homes who are pussies by any stretch of the imagination. But I know niggas who grew up in the suburbs who with the whole shits. Had a great life. But they love to fight. Violent motherfuckers. Where you're from don't mean anything. Where I'm from. I'm from Detroit. I'm from Chicago. I'm from 55th. Who gives a fuck where you're from? What matters is your skill set when it comes to fighting and how violent can you be. Here's the takeaway. Before you engage someone in a situation like that where things can go way left and get violent, you have to ask yourself, is this worth going to jail for or dying for? And that's why I say words. You got many niggas in jail, in prison, and in the graveyard who let words get them there. I had a fight in 1996. This is something that people don't know, right? I had a fight in 1996 that over words. Over words. It was very violent. I have a felony on my record to this day. Aggravated battery. That haunts me to this day when I can't own a firearm. Certain things I can't do when they ask me about my record. But I let words get to me. And the major point of me bringing that up too is that when I was shipped, I spent the night in Flossmoor Police Station. And the next morning I went to Markham Courthouse for my bond hearing. And man, look, my parents couldn't get to the goddamn, and I was raised in a 2-parent household. Thank God for that. My parents couldn't get to the police station fast enough because I heard the goddamn county bus ready to pull off. So, when I was sitting in that holding cell, it was like 200 niggas in that holding cell. I was listening to the stories that guys were telling, and the guys were in there because of two things. Most guys were in there because of two things. Either they didn't want to be called a punk, or it was something to do with a female. They didn't want to be called a punk and something to do with a female. You couldn't. Black culture, largely, tells you that you are a bitch ass nigga if you walk away from words. Or if a woman tries to push you into violence and you think you have to Go. We got to do better. Because I'm telling you, thinking about everything that my cousin taught me when we were younger and my life experiences, you calling me, you saying something to me don't mean nothing. My life is amazing. My life is amazing. You think I'm going to give that up because you said something? I'll walk away. Now, if I don't have the opportunity to walk away, then you'll see what I'm capable of. I don't care about you calling me a bitch for walking away. And fellas, young men especially, if you are with a woman who tells you that you need to do something because another nigga called her out her name, she's not for you. We walk away from these things. We get away from low vibrational people because our life is amazing. You don't, you know, you're going to throw all of that shit away because somebody said something. I'll leave you with this. You're going to throw your life away because if you're dead or in jail or prison, you're going to regret it and saying, I could have let those words go. I'm talking to you like a caring dad right now. I could have let those words go. Words. Words don't affect your life in its totality. And so, yeah, I would be offended if someone called my woman a bitch. Yes, I would feel offended. But that's when me feeling offended, I need to get the fuck out of here because this can go way some other way. Let me go. And you walking away does not make you a bitch ass nigga. It's not about what they think. It's about what they can prove.